Hey, hello. Hope everyone's doing well on this wonderful Thursday. Hope everyone's doing good. I'm here with another video, another National League based video, and this time we're going to be talking about the running, not the running. Teeth is back in. It will be the fixtures for the weekend in the National League, and I'm going to give you my predictions for the games. At the end of the video, I want you to give me your predictions on your team on what you think will happen during this weekend's run of fixtures. Shall we get started? We shall. So we shall move directly to start with Altrincham hosting Wealdstone. I know a few people don't like the way I say Wealdstone and not Stone, but Wealdstone it is. Altrincham against Wealdstone. I'm a bit torn on this one. I mean, Altrincham, I like them. I think that they've actually had a very good season when you look at their season overall. They lie in 15th, whereas Wealdstone are directly below them in 16th. So that must possibly mean a draw all the way then. I'm actually going to go for an Altrincham win, mainly because of home advantage. But Altrincham don't necessarily have the best of form lately. I say that, and as I say that, they've actually won 2 out of the last 5. They've actually picked up 7 points from their last 15. And Wealdstone, of course, have won their last 2 games. Like I said, I am going to go for an Altrincham narrow win, 2-1 against Wealdstone. But it's going to be close, I think. It's going to be very close. And Altrincham and Wealdstone should be both proud of their season so far. They've been solid. They've been strong enough, and I think their home form have helped both teams. So it's good to see teams like Altrincham and Wealdstone, doing really well and definitely well clear of any danger whatsoever. The second game of the weekend happens to be a game between 2 teams are so badly out of form. It's unbelievable. Bournemouth host Bromley. Both these sides were really fighting in the early part of the season. It is 10th versus 11th. They both sort of fell off a cliff. Although Bromley have been unbeaten in the last 2, they've got a win and a draw. Bournemouth, need we say more? Was it no winning 10 at all? They haven't won a game since before Everton, for their FA Cup tie with Everton. They are probably in the worst form of anybody in the league, really. And like I said, talk about falling off a cliff. Bromley have pretty much been doing the same. I mean, where they've struggled is that Michael Cheek hasn't been as prolific recently, and it's kind of not helped them. Still a good defence, still, a decent attack. I don't know why, but I'm just feeling a draw here because I don't fancy either of these 2 teams to win. I'm going to say 1-1 here between Bournemouth and Bromley. They're both decent teams, but they just need to find that spark. Are the playoffs a little bit too far away? I believe so, and I'm going to go for, like I said, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between Bournemouth and Bromley. Third, it's Chesterfield, who are in 5th in the division. They're on 70 points, but they are not in good form going into this weekend's game against already relegated Dover Athletic on 0 points. I am so pleased for Dover to actually be finally off the minus. It's fantastic to see, which they did over bank holiday. Superb. Obviously, again, this could be very dangerous for Chesterfield, as Dover have got absolutely nothing to lose. Chesterfield fans are going to be hopeful that they can knock a few past Chesterfield. I am going to go for a Chesterfield win here. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win for Chesterfield over Dover, but I don't think it'll be as cut and dry as the scoreline is going to suggest. But I am saying Chesterfield 3, Dover Athletic 0. Next, we have a game that is going to impact the playoffs and as well relegation. Dagenham and Redbridge host Kings Lynn Town. Now, Dagenham and Redbridge are in 8th place on 65 points. They really have been in good form lately. 3 wins out of the last 5, 3 back-to-back wins, 1 defeat in 5. Where Kings Lynn, they've lost the last 2 after being unbeaten in 3. They've lost the last 2, and if they do lose at the weekend and Aldershot can get a result as well, then Kings Lynn can get relegated this weekend. What do I see happening between Dagenham? Are Dagenham going to continue their push for a late playoff position? I'm going to say fairly comfortably. I can't see Kings Lynn really causing a great deal of trouble. I know they scored first against Notts County last weekend. But they didn't really show a great deal when they hosted Grimsby Bank Holiday Monday. My God, that's probably the worst game of football I've seen all the time I've been a football fan. But I am going to go for a fairly comfortable win for Dagenham. I think the playoff charge will carry on. I fancy him to get 4-0 win at home to Kings Lynn. So I am going Dagenham 4, Kings Lynn 0. Next we have, you could sort of call this a dead rubber, or a match that doesn't really mean a great deal. You've got Eastleigh hosting Barnet, and Eastleigh are 19th on 41 against Barnet, who are 18th on 42. It's a pick'em game, really. But at the minute, Barnet are in some abysmal form. Absolutely abysmal. I don't think Dean Brennan can sort of believe the sort of form his Barnet side's come into. Eastleigh, not best of form either from them. It's basically a pick'em. Who do you think is going to be ever so slightly better? I am going to basically go for Eastleigh to win by 3-1 against Barnet. Seeing me get that result very, very wrong. But I am saying 3-1 to Eastleigh there. Next, we have my boys, Grimsby Town. We host On the Charge Torquay. Now, Torquay drew last time out when they played, whereas Grimsby got a narrow, and I mean narrow, win against Kings Lynn on Easter Monday. But Torquay, before that 0-0 draw on Bank Holiday Monday, did get a 5-1 win at home to Notts County the previous game week. These are not going to be easy. Are they? Probably just out of reach of the playoffs, possibly. I am going to go for a Mariners win here, especially with the form of only 2 defeats in the last 15 games for the Mariners. That is quality promotion form, if I'm honest. This is not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination. Gary Johnson's teams never are. Grimsby did win 3-1 earlier in the season at Torquay. I'm going to go for the same scoreline. I'm going to go for Grimsby Town 3, Torquay 1. But Torquay are a very, very physical side. And I may have said 3-1, but it's not going to be straightforward by any stretch of the imagination. But I do think the Mariners can consolidate the playoff place. But like I said, difficult game though. Next, it's Notts County, who had Easter Monday off because they were supposed to play Macclesfield, but with their expulsion, obviously had the Easter Monday off. They're back in action at home to Weymouth. Last time Notts County played, they did win 4-1 at home to Kings Lynn. But they got a bit of a shock when they conceded first. But I've always said with Notts County, it's not about them going forward. I think Notts County do have one of the most potent attacking lines in the league. Have they got one of the best attacking? They've got one of the best attackers in the division, without a shadow of a doubt. My only issue with Notts County is the fact they're too reliant on Rodriguez, Wootton, and Roberts. Against Weymouth, not going to be an easy game. I think I say games like this that Notts County have got against Weymouth, they're kind of no-win matches. And again, I stated this in a video one of my last videos. When I say no-win matches, the only thing Notts County can do is lose in this match. They can't really win. I mean, if they go and put a number of goals past Weymouth, well, considering Weymouth are second bottom and could be relegated at the end of this game week, Notts County is supposed to do that. Whereas if they drop points at home to Weymouth, it's a bad result. So that's what I mean when I say a no-win game for Notts County. They can't actually win. They can only lose a game like this. I do fancy the Magpies to get a win here, and fairly handsomely. But I don't think it's going to be as straightforward from the start. I'm going to go for a 3-0 win for Notts County. But that first goal is key. The longer Weymouth can keep Notts County at bay or frustrate them, the harder it's going to be. But I am going to go for the Magpies to win 3-0 over Weymouth, which unfortunately will relegate Weymouth if they lose. And I do believe Weymouth's fight, as courageous as it's been, will end on Saturday. And this is why Solihull Moors host Aldershot in the next game. Solihull, one of the teams of the season for me, alongside Halifax, have got both their managers have got to be up for Manager of the Year as well. punching well above their weight in regards to budget and things like that. Aldershot are pretty close to being safe. Not exactly the game you want to try and to secure your safety. Definitely not. But, they are fourth bottom. They have a good gap between them and Kings Lynn. But I can't see anything other than a Solihull win. I think it could be tight. I really do. I'm going to say, though, a 2-0 win for Solihull. That will pretty much confirm the playoff place. And there shouldn't really be any concern over that. So 2-0 for me for Solihull over lowly Aldershot, but I think Aldershot are going to be fine. I don't see Kings Lynn really catching them. The next game is Southend up against Halifax. Now, a few weeks ago, I'd have said I think Southend will be a difficult trip, but I probably would have said more chance of Southend maybe winning this a couple of weeks ago. I'm not as confident as I was 4 or 5 weeks back. Southend have not been on a good run for a while now. And I think that Halifax, although, Halifax can't take their eye off this. They are absolutely flying. Third place, fighting for the league title, really. But these are the sort of games that, like I said about Notts County earlier, they're kind of no-win games. It's one of those that if Halifax do win this, they're supposed to. If they don't win it, it's going to be a disappointing result. It is at Southend, which is going to make it, I believe, trickier. It's not going to be easy at all. But I am going to say Halifax to get the win, a narrow win. I'm going to say Southend 1, Halifax 2 to keep the title race interesting, I believe, going into the final 4 games for them of the season. Southend, obviously, getting the win last time out. And they're on 50 points. So, considering where they started to where they are now, they've actually done extremely well, considering the way Southend started the season. But I can't see them defeating Halifax. But you never know. If Halifax start thinking about things, they could spring a surprise. But I'm going to say 2-1 for Halifax. Big game for both, more so for Halifax, but I am saying 2-1. The next game is the league leaders. They go to Yeovil. Now, obviously, Stockport haven't had the easiest time over Easter. They lost 2-1 away at Grimsby on Good Friday, and then got a narrow 1-0 win against Solihull Moors on Easter Monday at home. Again, it depends on what Yeovil turns up, basically. Stockport are on 85 points, top of the table. And you've got to pretty much say that Yeovil, their season's over, really. And I think you can tell that kind of by Yeovil's last few games. They've drew 3 and lost 1, and won 1 in the last 5. I think going to a game like this for Yeovil, they can look at it as a motivation. Now they could halt Stockport's charge, but Stockport, because they've only lost 7 games all season, and they've won 27, scoring 81 goals in the process. It's not going to be an easy game, but I don't believe any game's an easy game. I'm going to say Stockport to win this by 2-0. But like I said, with these teams, the longer they can keep the better side out, the more confidence they will gain. But a 2-0 win for me, for Stockport, to carry on that title charge. But we shall see. And finally, for Saturday, Woking host Wrexham. This is the TV game on BT at 5:20 on Saturday. So Wrexham are the one in the title race that's under the most pressure. Because they are basically needing to hope that Yeovil can do them a favour because they play after Stockport. So the pressure really is on them anyway. And it'll be even more so if Stockport get a victory. Wrexham, the way they are scoring goals right now, they're scoring goals for fun. They really are. They're a great attacking side, you know. And Paul Mullin, Ollie Palmer's only been there for a little while, and he's already scored 11 goals, 12 goals. And so, well, we all know he's a good striker actually at this level anyway, Ollie. So, and we know that from his time at Grimsby as well. He is a good striker. And alongside Paul Mullin and the other players they've got there, they've got so many good players at Wrexham. Woking is a difficult place to go to. It's one of these games that you either think, yeah, you're going to get you don't know if you're going to get an easy game. Again, it's all going to, I think, come down to the first goal. I do fancy Wrexham to beat Woking, though. I must admit, but I'm not too sure about the scoreline on this one. Because, like I said, they could slip down to third before they play. So there's going to be a lot of pressure on Wrexham if Stockport and Halifax both win their games. And in a way, if Solihull win their game as well, you know, they could be just 3 points behind them. So it is an important win for Wrexham that I think they will get against Woking. I'm going to say 3-1 against Woking, who have improved under Darren Sarll. So, you know, it isn't going to be a walkover for them. They've not been in the best of form, 5, but their performances have improved. David Long-King, who is on loan from Grimsby, is starting to find his feet there as well. They've got a decent side at Woking, but I do fancy Wrexham to win by 3-1. But I believe they're going to need the result. And like I said in a previous video, I have said that Wrexham can't afford to drop any points between now and the end of the season. That is pressure on itself. So they are my predictions for the National League for this week. I will put a video out Saturday night in regards to the midweek games that are coming up in the National League. But until then, I will leave you. I hope that if you are going to a game in the National League this weekend, that you go and you enjoy it. And I hope the weather is as glorious as it is at the moment. Absolutely glorious, and, getting a tan, I think. And if you are getting a tan, enjoy it. But if you are going to a game at the weekend, do enjoy the game. Try and enjoy the game as much as you can, because I'll be at Blundell Park on Saturday for the Torquay game. So my nerves will kick in probably about an hour before. But anybody else that's going to any of the games, hope your team apart from Torquay, do really well this weekend. But if you are going, do enjoy the game. Leave your score predictions down below and let me know what you think the score is going to be in all the games, and including your club's game. Do let me know, and I will see you Saturday night for I'll do a little review of the game and also a little preview for the little midweek program. It's not a full program midweek, but there are about 3 or 4 games that I think deserve some attention in midweek. So I will see you guys for that video. Look out for it Saturday night. It will be coming. And like I said, if you're going to a game, do enjoy. And I will see you guys soon. Hit the bell, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and I will see you guys very, very, very soon. See you soon.